It is Country Viewpoint here on Flow FM. Let's have a look at the grain markets now for the week that was. Another very interesting week in the currency and indeed with what has been moving in overseas markets at least. And joining me on the line is Tess Walsh from Market Check. Hello, Tess. How are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thanks. It's been another sort of stagnant kind of week, but lots of movement overseas, in particular Argentina. That's where we're going to start today. What's happening over there?
Well, international markets have been still very volatile over the last week, but it hasn't really been affecting our price here too much. A feature of that volatility has really been a lack of fresh news, but something that has just jumped onto the wires in the last 24 hours is Argentina. So there's a bit of Argentinian wheat now making its way into the export grid into Southeast Asia, which is competing with our grain that's heading that way. So it's really threatening our cheapest wheat status. One to watch there, but Argentina and the guys there did a fair bit of work while we were in drought, sort of supplying those markets over the last few years. So it's unsurprising to see that those relationships still exist and wheat is making its way there.
Sure. So reading between the lines there, I guess that's going to put some downward pressure on our prices, you would think. If they're cheaper than us and we want to compete with them, we're going to have to lower our price, right?
Yeah. Look, it's hard to say what it will do to in the short term or medium term, but yeah, definitely adds a bit of pressure onto our exports that we need to keep kicking through.
It's been good to see the currency just slide back a little bit, but it seems to be bobbing up again. I mean, we touched on that 80-cent mark there for a period, but obviously that's a big factor at the moment too, towards the back end of some of the big marketing campaigns that are going on right now.
That's right. Yeah, we really want to see our dollar decline a little further. That'd be helpful, but obviously that's definitely one that's way out of our control.
What about the US? We still know that the big freeze is happening there in Texas, but I know that there has been not a lot of news out of the US other than what we're seeing from probably CBOT at the moment. But what are you hearing out of there about forecasts for them?
I haven't looked at any weather in the last 24 hours, but everything's gone quiet. But again, the issues there and the severity of the issues that have come with that big freeze or lack of is they won't be known until we're well into that harvest. So it's just, another one to keep watching too.
Logistics-wise, in terms of the domestic crop, it's in the bin pretty much. I think we saw 40,000 tonne go in Viterra's network in South Australia, which is basically the end of the harvest. I think we're pretty well done, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely done on deliveries. And, just to touch on logistics in general, that's probably been a key driver domestically of some farmer selling over the last few weeks. So particularly in New South Wales, we're seeing farmers needing to empty some grain storage to make room for fertiliser for the next crop. So that's probably been a feature there. But in general, domestic markets has remained mostly pretty steady to maybe a touch softer. Traders aren't really chasing and farmers really aren't in a rush to sell much at the moment.
Fair enough. All right, well, we'll leave it there today. Before we go, though, should anyone wish to catch up with you and the crew at Market Check, where can they get hold of you?
Our website, www.marketcheck.com.au, or anyone can give me a ring, 08866617130.
Excellent. Tess, thank you very much. Always great catching up for a chat, and we'll do it again next week.
Thank you. I'll talk to you then.